5 years and still talking. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Let's sing. Yes, this is the Ramble. I am Alex. This is the most infected city in the world. And we go until midnight, Eastern Daylight Time. Look at that face. It's Stephen Pearl.
Hello, everybody. Good to be here. Good to see you. Hooray, hurrah. It's Winchell Mahoney time. It's time for fun. I want to just say that the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the biggest piece of shit I have ever seen. Don't see it.
Why do you say that? Because I didn't like it when I first saw it. I didn't. Wait, hold on a second. When I first saw it, I didn't like it. And then I watched it a second time, and I loved it.
Okay, well, I don't know if I'm going to see it a second time, but it did nothing for me. The ending was total bullshit. The ending is the way it should have gone down. I wish it did, but it didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was all about.
Well, yeah, but you got to realize that Quentin Tarantino has always changed history. In Inglourious Bastards, Hitler gets killed.
Yeah, gets killed in movie theaters.
So, I mean, he ends his movies the way he would have liked to have seen life end.
Yeah, I understand, but it was still a piece of shit. I didn't like it.
Well, I didn't like it when I first saw it. There was something about it that didn't ring true, you know. And then when I saw it the second time, I saw what he was trying to do with the picture. Yeah, he was setting up a myth about Hollywood. Okay, so
it was bullshit. Hollywood is a myth. It was bullshit. It was
well, of course, it's a big myth. It's a big fucking myth.
See that little bastard with his squinty eyes and his pointy little chin? I'm gonna give him what for, boy. I tell you. Oh, you'll see.
Well, when did you see it? Just
my friend Linda's house. We watched it on Netflix, and it was okay. We haven't seen this. Let's see this. And we watched it. It was, this sucks. It was 2 hours and 40 minutes of long bullshit. It could have been like 20 minutes, and you could have said the whole thing in 20 minutes, and it still would have been a piece of shit, but it would have been over that much quicker.
Well, do you like Tarantino generally?
Sometimes, I like Pulp Fiction. That was okay, but I did have to see that more than once to really get it. So
yeah.
But I just didn't like this movie. It did rub me the wrong way. So there you go.
Wow. Well, I mean, I see why you may have had your questions about it, because the first time I saw it, I did too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know why you made the ending that way, which didn't happen.
Now not having that prejudice, you might go back and revisit it and see if it changes to you.
I might someday.
Because I think that when you first go into that film, you go into it with a great deal of expectations about what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And first of all, it's mythologicalizing Hollywood at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
And it is changing into a myth, Charlie Manson.
Yeah.
And so none of it is true. None of it ever happened that way.
No.
But he would like to think maybe it did,
Yeah.
So,
well, if it was really you want to make it, they should have had like Charles Manson die at birth and Tex Watson die at birth, and Squeaky Frome's mother, like in her 8th month, get killed in the head on collision. And
yeah.
See what happened. That's the way I would have gone way back and let's tell it the way it should have happened.
But he did, I do like his storytelling. There's something about it that I like.
Yeah, just still smack him around with a freaking slide rule, teach him a lesson.
You wanna pimp slap him, huh?
I'll take him in a back room and work on it with a pipe,
So how's everything in the wonderful world of Las Vegas?
Las Vegas, nothing going on. It's hot. It's on its way to being 107 degrees. I have the air conditioner on. I'm still sweating. I don't want to say it's hot, but the tongues in the window of the deli are going, water. Thank you.
Wait a minute. Now, tell me this. Is it, now I forgot what I was going to say. See, I'm out of it today. I'm so out of it the last couple of days. I've got to get out of this house.
Yeah, I know.
I've got to get out of here. I have been stuck in here for 75 days with only a short trip out about twice. And all of a sudden, I'm lightheaded all the time. And you know what I forgot to do? Because you let me just yell something to Marjorie, okay? This is we're still recording. Marjorie, take my sausage off the stove. It's still cooking.
Hey, Grandpa forgot his show.
See, what happened was, folks, is we started this interview early, and I forgot that I had something
There
cooking.
you go. The oatmeal's boiling over, Ma.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm like loopy. I'm like dizzy all the time, and then we have allergy season is on in full force, and I'm like breathing heavy. But it has nothing to do with the COVID. I'm not running a temperature. I'm not coughing. But
there's other things that'll mess you up.
You know, breathing is heavy. I know. I used to get when I was a kid. I had asthma in the worst way. So my parents moved me to the country because they were told by an allergist the best way to get them over these allergies is to move to the country. And so, like, they had these things in Marin County called acacia trees, and they would come into bloom, and so would I. You know, every kid in the neighborhood knew I was coming. They could hear me wheezing. And so I had that, and then it went away because I had so inundated myself with it. But I guess it was against acacia trees. But I come to New York, and especially as I've gotten older, just the allergies I mean, my eyes are burning, and my having a little heaviness of breathing, and so on.
I'm getting that. And I got AFib on top of that. So
you have AFib? Do you really?
Oh yeah, it's not fun.
I'm glad to hear that you're not perfect now either.
Oh, AFib's fun. Shortness of breath, having to pee every 2 seconds, getting dizzy.
Oh really? Maybe
it's gonna hit.
Maybe I have AFib. I don't know. I'll have to check into that.
I'm gonna get it taken care of when this virus thing. It's like an overnight hospital thing. But right now, I'm not going to any hospital where there were sick people and that virus is going.
I have to have a follow up to my prostate seed thing with a CT scan and a blood draw, and I was supposed to do it a month afterwards, and now it's 3 months afterwards, and I haven't done it yet because I told them ain't no way I'm going over to Mount Sinai.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not going to that petri dish.
I've canceled all my routine doctor appointments until this whole bullshit is over.
Well, you know what happens with routine doctor appointments? Like Marjorie, my wife, she gets a shot in her spine every 6 months or something to keep pain from happening in her spine. So she has to have it. And she's going to go get it, but she has to go get a COVID test first before they'll work on her. Because they want to make sure she doesn't have COVID. And now I'm watching the news today, and it says, by the way, the COVID test may not be accurate. So everybody's operating on these false assumptions, and it's really amazing. It's just amazing.
It may work, may not. We'll find out.
Huh?
It may work, it may not. We'll find out.
That's right. That's right.
Oh yeah, we're all on the petri dish. We'll experiment.
Yeah. I mean, they've had all these ideas about what's right, what's wrong, what works, what doesn't work, and I'm going. Nobody knows anything.
Nobody knows anything.
Nobody knows anything. All they know is people are dying at an unprecedented rate.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's amazing. When we're recording this. Which will, I guess, go on tonight, we're approaching the 100,000 mark in deaths.
Wow, the dead stock.
Now, I don't know what's going to happen first today. The death rate goes over 100,000 or the rocket that's going up blows up. I don't know which is going to happen first.
For a rocket blowing up.
Man, I'm telling you, if I were one of those two astronauts, I go, no way I'm going up in that rinky-dink. It's the toy version of a rocket.
Yeah. Oh, God. A little rocket. Rocketeer.
It'll probably work okay. I would imagine by the time this is broadcast, we will either have blown up or it will have been well on its way to the space station.
There you
go.
Godspeed, astronauts.
We are living in really crappy times, aren't we?
Yeah. The end of days. It could be
Well, I mean, this is basically the end of my life.
the poodles will take over.
Yeah, this is getting to be the end of my life. I mean, I may, who knows? I may live another 10 years, but
Never know.
at 80, I'm counting every day above room temperature as a good day.
Yeah, you go.
And I don't know what's going to happen to this country. It's just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see all those people in the Ozarks in that swimming pool?
Oh yeah. We're gonna go out now. The germs are done.
The only good news about it is they're all going to die, and they're all Trump voters.
Yeah. They're all inbred anyway, so maybe
I think Trump hasn't taken that into account yet, that by having such a cavalier notion towards this whole coronavirus thing, and by not wearing a mask, and by setting an example that is not a good example, that he's sending his voters to an early death.
As long as they live to November, it'll be huge, huge. I tell you.
Yeah, it sounds like you're doing Reagan.
Oh, you're gonna vote for me, see? It's like Trump was like, "Oh, you do James Cagney, and you tighten up your ass, and you do it this way, and you."
Oh man, what a president, huh?
I miss Nixon.
Huh?
I miss Nixon.
Well, my old joke has been that I guess Bush isn't looking that bad to us.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Reagan isn't looking that bad.
Oh, God.
As a matter of fact, Nixon isn't looking that bad. Come to think of it, neither is Hitler.
Yeah. Well, Hitler.
Yeah.
Right before
Yeah.
My time the echte beelden Schweine so Schweine.
Yeah. So you haven't been able to do your comedy.
No, I've been doing a lot of Zoom interviews, but I'm not going to do any Zoom shows because I like to have an audience in front of me. And no, I've just been sitting in the house with the air conditioner on, the babies, little kittens. So
Yeah.
me and the babies.
What other Zoom? We're doing Zoom with you because it is the easiest way for somebody like you to get online. If I had you do Skype, it would be a little more confusing to you.
Oh, this is boom. We press it. Usually it works. So
You were here early. I thought I was going to be sitting around, jerking off, waiting for you to come.
Watching TV as I saw this Donna Reed show already. I think it's a rerun, so I thought I'd go on Zoom early.
Well, you know what I just got? I just got HBO Max. And they've got, once I started digging into it, they got a lot of stuff. A lot of old Warner Brothers cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
And some new ones they've done. And they've got, let's see, every season of Doctor Who. Right?
Okay.
And it really pretty good all the way around. Not bad. A little too much stuff, but not enough stuff of the stuff. In other words, they have Warner Brothers cartoons, but if they said we have every Warner Brothers cartoon here, I'm up for it. But it's a selection of Warner Brothers cartoons.
They got everything,
and it's their selection.
Everything and then some. It's amazing.
Yeah. So. Anyway, so I other than that, outside of being a little slightly short of breath and whatever, I'm okay. And you're holding up. You're
still alive and well, as they say. Yeah, still, they haven't buried me yet. So
are they going to be opening the casinos anytime soon?
I don't know. I have no idea. They're talking about opening one or two of them, and that's still going to be like safe distancing, and they're going to boil those slots and everything after you use it each time. And I don't know what's going to happen. So hopefully soon, because I want to get out there. I'm going nuts.
I think anything short of a vaccination or a vaccine or some cures. Okay, where if you go into the hospital, you got it, they give you the pill, and you're better. Yeah. Outside of that, this thing ain't over for a long time.
Oh, no, and they say there's going to be a second wave. Ain't that great? So
they say it's not going to be a second wave now. They say it's going to be the same wave, but just revisited because all these people are jumping into swimming pools in the Ozarks. In the Ozarks. So.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, let them blue skins do whatever they want.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, but I feel sorry for you because, you do comedy and you like to do your trade and you can't do it. There's no place to do it.
no one else can either. So at least I'm not going crazy by myself, but I am. So it's our own private.
I mean,
hell.
do you find yourself writing a joke and then saying, "What the fuck am I doing this for?"
Yeah, exactly. I go, nah. When I get back on stage, I'll write new stuff. So
Do you write stuff down?
Occasionally, but I always lose it. So it doesn't help. I got to go on stage like 5 or 6 times. The sixth time I remember it, and then it stays with me. So.
But I mean, if you come up with an idea, like you're sitting there, you come up with an idea. Do you write it down?
Occasionally. Occasionally.
Hey, it looks like we're running out of time here.
Holy crap!
Yep. Once again, how the time flies when you're having.
Time flies when you're infected. Let me tell you something.
When you're infected, yeah. Get together next week.
I'm with you, Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Stephen Pearl.
Thank you. See you later.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we're gonna play that, but why not? Why not? Hello, everybody. How are you? This is the Ramble. I am Alex Bennett. Let me turn up my mic a little bit. Let me turn up my earphones a little bit. Am I too much in the? Are we there? Okay. Anyway, I'm not feeling that well tonight. I don't know why. My temperature's up a little bit. I'm at 96.6. And occasionally, I have this thermometer, and it keeps changing. At one point, it went to 99.1. And then it goes back down to 96, 94, rather 96.6, 96.4, 96.1, back and forth. So, but I don't have a cough. I can breathe very nicely, thank you. I just have this, I think it's allergies. And I read that you can actually get a temperature with allergies. So, anyway. So, the hypochondriac that I am, I take my temperature like 20 times. I think I took it 20 times tonight. I have thermometers right over here. I might even take my temperature during the show. What the hell? Why not? What's happening in the world? It's not very good, folks. It's not very, very good. Let's take a look at the, that's not working. Okay, so then I'll hit go here. Yeah. We have in the world 5,690,951 cases totally confirmed of COVID. Okay? Total global deaths, 355,612. Now let's take a look at the United States, okay? This is getting terrible. We are up at 1,699,000. We're almost at 1,700,000. Okay, we're just short of that. All right. Excuse me. I'm just trying to keep my throat. You know what I should do? Drink this. See, I drink this. It's hot. It's coffee, and then you can't see it, right? Because I'm not. I'm not showing it. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Where are we? Oh, I can't even do things tonight. Well, let's see. The coffee. All right. Back to the map. So anyway, coffee, and then I take my temperature, and then it's 199.5 or something. And then, of course, if I wait a little bit, it goes down because I've been drinking the coffee. Anyway, here in the U.S., we have hit that 100,000, In fact, we're 100,418, going towards 101,000. I don't know what number Trump is shooting for, but I think we're certainly in that territory. Let me see here. Then what happens is we've got Brazil. Now, Brazil is really a hot spot now. Look at that, 411,000. They're shooting way past Russia, who is down in third place. But they have 25,598 deaths, and they say they're 2 weeks away from their peak. So, you know, they may make us jealous. They may surpass us. Russia, they've only got 3,968 deaths out of 370,680. So that's about what? Is that somewhere in about 1% maybe? Am I right about that? 10%? Oh, wait a minute. Did then? I think that's like 1% of the confirmed are dead. So anyway, that's pretty much it. And to show that any more of this to you would be increasingly depressing. Okay, so let me bring this back here. There we go, and here I am. Okay, let me do a few things up here. I really didn't feel like doing the show tonight, and I kind of felt like I just wasn't even going to do it, and then I decided, well, I'll do it. What the hell, you know? But it's kind of hot in here and stuffy, and I feel like I've got something going, and I don't know what it is, you know. But it isn't the COVID, because I don't have. I can breathe okay. And I can, and I don't have a cough, but I have, I'm hoarse, and that is, I think, from the pollen, which was incredible again today. It was high or medium high, getting on high, and wait a minute, let me see. What did they say it was going to be? Do I have it here? Here was the pollen count for today. 8.2, medium high. That's out of yeah, that's not bad. It wasn't terrible. Tomorrow, though, it's going to go down to medium. So hopefully we'll get some kind of relief from this this whole thing, and we'll be in much better shape. But you know, when I see my temperature go up a little bit, and I'm not feeling well, I think it's the COVID, and it's probably not. It is probably fatigue from being indoors for all this time. Now, I'm going to attempt to do a show tonight, although I don't feel that well to do it, but I'm going to do it, and because I'm a trooper, and I'm going to open up the Skype lines, and maybe I'll just let everybody else talk tonight, because listen to me, I'm hoarse. Let me see here. Come on, folks. The Skype takes forever. You know, I wish I were able to use Zoom, and I can, but it's just not going to be the same show. We won't have all the, well, I could do the openings and closings. I actually have a Zoom panel set up so that if I wanted to do Zoom, I could do it. But I would have to do it. Let me see if I can just show you. If I were to take Zoom and open it up here, let me just show you. Oh, well, Brian Neary's calling, so we just better go to that. I'll show you later, folks, what that's all about. Brian, you look like you're in jail because you've got all the...
Yes.
Oh, man. Let me see here. There's Brian. He was in the first place last night, so he got his first spot tonight. How you doing, Brian?
Better than you.
Yeah, I don't know what I got. You know, it doesn't sound like COVID to you, does it?
No. Allergies have been really bothering everybody around here too.
Can it cause you to a slight raise in temperature too?
I don't know. But all I know is that we've been going outside and kids have been sneezing and eyes watering really bad.
Yeah. Wait a minute, Phil. I can't get Phil. Oh, there we go. Did I get Phil? Did I get him? Let me see here. Did I get Phil? There we got Phil, and I'm trying to get Charlie. Oh, I'm having some problems with this tonight. Okay, there. I think we're in. Here are the same three that I think we had last night. Believe it or
Yep.
not. Yep, there they are, folks. There's our traditional panel. Okay. So anyway, you're saying you don't think I got the COVID, huh?
No.
You know, I've got sniffles. I don't have a cough. I might have a little chest congestion, but not heavy chest. It's not hard for me to breathe. So that's not COVID, right?
No. And I remember your eyes were watering so bad last week too.
My eyes are watering tonight. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So let me see here. Oh, we got look. Everybody took the same places they had last night. If you did that every night, my life would be easy. So you don't think I'm getting the COVID? I shouldn't run over to the hospital.
No touch of the COVID.
I think you can also. I read somewhere that you can get a slight elevated temperature with pollen, with allergies. It's just been terrible. It's just been horrible. Marjorie.
You take medication? Any medicine for it?
Yeah. Well, I try this stuff. Where is it? I try this stuff.
The wife takes the Zotec D. You know what the D?
Oh yeah, but you know what? I would do those, but I can't because I got the prostate thing, and they say don't take those things if you've got prostate issues, because it does something to the prostate or whatever. So, but this stuff doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I try it. Look, I'll show you. There we go. Done.
Yeah, but I think all that other stuff in your nose is killing that from your days way back.
I don't know. But
bad.
Huh?
Alex was not that bad with the vitamin C. Robin Williams, now he was bad.
Well, I did my share.
Yeah, I know. And you know, there was lots of people when you would have those things. We went up to Tahoe and you had some deal in Tahoe. Maybe it was Bobby Slayton's deal and we were up there, but there was some guy and he brought up a shitload of vitamin C and put it out for everyone.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we remember anything.
Well, obviously it was really good Coke because I don't remember it.
It's plentiful.
Yeah, but no, did I ever tell you how I quit Coke?
Probably the way you quit smoking.
I moved to Florida.
Yeah, it was.
Now, moving to Miami and quitting Coke just don't sound like they work together, does it? It's just that any source I had disappeared, and down there I just didn't go looking for it, you know. And I just stopped. I stopped at the Florida border. It was the last toot I had, and then that was it. And then a couple of years. What?
Did you drive from California to Florida?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I quit. And then a couple of years later, on a New Year's Eve, I decided, I'll get some Coke and do it, because if I haven't done it in years, it's going to be great. It's going to be terrific. I'm going to get that zest that I used to get when I first started it, right?
Saw what it was really like.
No, I got the Coke, I did it, and I said, Jesus, this is like where I left off. You know, it didn't improve things. It wasn't like I suddenly got a great jolt and, oh boy, I remember that. No, it's like, it's just a continuation. So after that, I didn't do anymore. Now I don't even do pot. You know, Marjorie smokes it, but I don't. She blows it in my face occasionally. And then I get edgy. I don't like it. I don't like pot anymore. It just doesn't affect me right. So
that happens as we get older, you know.
Does it really?
Yeah.
What's it like? What's it like getting older?
I have some friends that are older and they still smoke it on a regular basis, but others, you know, you just kind of lose the desire for it. You have other things that you do, and you don't have the time in your life to waste being high.
Well, she also likes drinking wine too, so she's like got a double whammy going for her.
Yeah.
I've got
going to church.
Yeah, I've got a drug addict and a Coke addict on my a booze addict on my hands. I'm just kidding.
Smoke cigarettes.
What?
At least she doesn't smoke cigarettes.
No, No, she used to. I don't
Really?
think there's a habit she didn't do. You know, I mean, she's very habitual as a person. I mean, she doesn't do anything in moderation. So it's nice that she does do her, her grass in moderation.
Yeah.
But I use grass every night to put me to sleep because I'm trying not to take pills to put me to sleep. Although I might do one tonight just so I get some good restful sleep.
Oh, maybe that's where you're getting all the pollen from.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Perhaps.
it was 8.2 today, which is medium high, and they
Mm-hmm.
said yesterday it was going to go up to what 11.8, which is 0.2 off of the top. Okay, but it didn't go that high. And then tomorrow it's 5.8, and it's going to stay low for the 5-day forecast. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5-day forecast. Let's go to the 5-day forecast here. We can show people what the 5-day forecast is. Here it is, folks. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Jesus,
It's all over.
I push on screen and I get that. Okay, here we go. This is the. Look at that. See, it's going to be 8.2 tomorrow. That's it. Oh, it's 8.2 tomorrow. Oh God, it's not over yet. Oh well. Let me see here. Well, what did they say it was going to be? They said tomorrow. Tomorrow. This is ridiculous. It's the same company, and they send me. They have two different things here. But this is Wednesday, 8.2. And then Thursday, it's 5.8, 5.6 on Friday, 6.8. So maybe we'll get some relief in there, you know. But it sucks. It just sucks, you know. So that's the weather forecast. That's the pollen forecast. Yes, Jeff.
You didn't go outside today?
No.
No. For me, it was 80 degrees. It was like summertime.
Really?
It was 98 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was. Well, you're out in Contra Costa. It gets really hot out there.
Yeah.
99 in our valley.
Yeah.
I'm in the valley.
Here it was only got up into the 70s. Here in New York.
Yeah, I'm indoors, AC and everything. My friend does drywall. He has a drywall company.
Mhm.
And so every day, like today, I text him and say, "Oh my God, it's so cold in my office right now. I wish they would turn off the AC." Because I know he's outside today baking sun.
Oh boy.
He's up on ceilings and, on one of those machines. Yeah.
Wow. So it's really pollen season is terrible here right now. And Marjorie is like itching and eyes are tearing. My eyes are tearing. You can hear I'm a little hoarse. I get a little laryngitis from it. I'm breathing fine. Could I do that if I had COVID? No.
Just take a carrot if you're a little.
What?
Have a carrot if you're a little hoarse.
Everybody, you want to laugh? Anybody? Anybody feel like laughing? Huh? Look at them. Look at them. It's like Mount Rushmore there, Phil.
All right.
I don't care at all.
Yeah. No, don't give me a sound effect. Do not do that. I'll hang up on you. I'll hang up on you if you do a sound effect.
Do it, Phil. Do it. Let him hang up on you.
You're tempting me. You're tempting me. Huh?
Yeah.
What?
It'll be anyway. It doesn't matter.
What?
I got a request.
You have a request?
Yeah, I want to hear a song and dedicate it to little Jimmy. What do you say?
Huh?
What do you say?
I don't take no requests.
Right. Okay. That's my Alex.
Yeah. No, I used to say that. People would call and say, "I'd like to request a song." And I go, I don't take no requests. And they finally put a big billboard of me that said, "I don't take no requests."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was.
Side of buses,
Huh?
too. It was on the side of buses too.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't on buses. That was only on a big. It was on a building, on the side of a building, the whole side of a building of me pointing. It was a drawing of me pointing at my
I
finger.
had some custom T-shirts made for the three of us. I gave your Susan and you and me an album, and it said, "I don't take no requests."
Yeah. Well, that I don't take no requests. They made this big giant. It was a big painting, and then they did they put out, because I had such a negative personality, they put out a dartboard with my face on it.
Well, you know why.
And it was that same drawing that they used on the side of the building.
Did you ever tell people why you didn't take requests?
No.
Oh.
I don't remember.
At Camel, they used to program the music.
That was the name of the station, folks.
Yeah, that you had to play certain songs within a certain color segment of the chart.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you were to take a request, you couldn't play something that was outside of that chart. And so you just couldn't take requests.
Well, the big, the big phony thing with radio stations is they would say, we take, call in to our studios and request something, okay? And then people would phone in and they would say, I want to request blah, 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 or I want to request blah, blah, blah. And we didn't do shit. But eventually we were going to play that song anyway. So then they said, they honored my request. And that was the phoniness of request radio.
WNCA used to do requests.
Yeah. And sometimes we would play a record and say, and ladies and gentlemen, this is by request.
Oh, no.
And then everybody who called in with that thing went, they did my request.
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't reaching out to little Johnny.
No, they weren't reaching out to little Johnny. And I'm lightheaded today, too.
Alex, have you got, you talk about pictures from your Supper with Schwartzman and all those.
Yeah.
Do you have those pictures, or are those in Petaluma still?
I don't have pictures of them.
Oh, I thought you said people had pictures of your Supper with Schwartzman.
No, all I have is audio, and I have it here. In fact, we play it on the weekends a lot.
Yeah, I remember Bob Geldof was there, the Boomtown Rats. He did I Don't Like Mondays when he sang that. I was
really?
Front row,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I was front row, and I used to go to all those Your Breakfast with Bennett's and get the tickets and get there 5 in the morning in line and see you guys walk in.
You were there half hour earlier than I was.
Yes, we were. Yes.
I only went to the breakfasts with Bennett's that were the ones at the bagel place down off Chestnut Street, after the show.
Yeah, these were the shows we did, the live shows with comedians and so on.
I had pictures of Bob Geldof, and I don't know who else. Man, I had those forever in a bag, and now I can't find the bag.
Oh, because if you had the bag, you could send me the goddamn pictures.
I know. I gotta look again.
Yeah. So anyway, if I'm not here tomorrow, it's because I came down with the COVID. I don't know how I would possibly come down with it. I haven't been out of this apartment in 75 days, 76 days, something like that, except for a couple of little short walks.
Well, I went to a deli this afternoon to get a sandwich, and the guy standing in front of me, he's wearing a mask. I'm wearing a mask. He turns around, takes off his mask, and sneezes this sneeze that went 40 seconds. Oh, geez, sorry, I didn't realize anybody was there. I said, thanks a lot, And
actually, it's not a sneeze that will kill you. It's a cough.
This was a sneeze.
Yeah, sneezes are. You don't sneeze from COVID, right, Brian?
I think the air droplets are still coming out.
Yeah.
Well, the cough.
With the sneeze too.
Well, with the sneeze, but you don't have a sneeze. You don't sneeze constantly with COVID. The cough is the symptom, not the sneeze.
Yeah. Right.
I just let it rip.
Yeah. So he was fine, Phil. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I worry about it. What?
He was at the Italian deli, so that meant he was eating. So he may not have the COVID because he might not have an appetite if he had the COVID. Luckily he was getting a premium sandwich.
Yeah. But anyway, so let me just turn up the air conditioning a little bit. I want better. Let me see here. Fan up. There we go. And temperature up, down. There we go. Yeah, come on. Cool me off. I feel like it's hot in here. Stuffy.
Of course.
Yeah. But anyway, so Let's see. Our governor was down in Washington with Donald Trump.
Is he playing golf?
No, he went down there to. He's been yelling and screaming about the fact that states are not getting funds from the government to take care of this situation, and they're running out of money, and where they're going to have to make cutbacks in their states, in their various states, is with schools and hospitals and the police and the fire departments and all of that. He's going to have to cut back 20%.
You forgot to take away the food from little children.
Yeah, no, but this is true, Phil.
So they throw
this
in
is true,
year.
Phil. If they don't get an appropriation from the government, these states are going to have to cut back on the fire departments, police departments, hospitals, teachers, schools, all those things.
They might have to cut back on the retirement program.
Phil, stop with that crap. We're talking about a very real thing where these states need money.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
They need it before COVID because they entered into these.
No, Phil. New York State was in fine shape, money-wise. Yes, absolutely. In fact, the governor said that the other day. He said before this came along, we were very fiscally responsible. We had it all covered. He said, but because of the exceptional cost of all of this, he said we need help. He said, and we should be getting help because we help out all the other states the rest of the time. He said we give $56 billion a year to the federal government in taxes and take nothing back. Meanwhile, a state like Kentucky takes like $30 billion from the government. So that really what we're doing here in New York is we're paying for these other states to exist.
Well, stop making so much money.
Yeah, it's very funny, Phil. It's not great. I mean, you're a policeman. You want to get fired because we can't afford you?
I did it for free.
Yeah, well, you did it for free, but that's because you were a rent-a-cop. But
I get paid to be rented.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is that I'm just saying that it wasn't. So he went down there to make this case, and what he said, he told Trump, he said, look, on most things we disagree. He said, and that disagreement is fine in a normal situation. This is a situation where we shouldn't have any disagreement. We should just get the job done.
You know what the results were of the conversation?
No, we don't know. We don't know. I don't think Trump's going to do anything. I don't think he wants to help New York, and he should want to. It's his home state.
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore, but I'm saying that, so I mean, he just said, he said, I said to him, this isn't a political thing. This isn't left or right, blue or red. This is America that needs saving.
Wonder what the outcome's going to be.
Well, I don't think it's going to be very good. What do you think the outcome's going to be, Phil?
I think that they're going to say that the money that they need it can go to them, but it can't be spent on other deficit and retirement issues.
We aren't asking for that.
Yes.
We're not asking for that, Phil.
Well, that is going to be, I believe, is going to be the...
You make a big deal out of that, but that's not a big deal. Yes, the teachers do have good retirement plans. The post office has the best retirement plan. The trouble is that your Republicans put out a rule that the post office had to put in the bank 75 years worth of retirements for the entire postal system. And because they had to do that, that's why the post office is having a hard time making ends meet. But that has nothing to do with New York. New York has been in good shape, and that yes, the teachers do have a good retirement benefits, but it hasn't driven us broke.
Well, I can't argue that.
You can't argue with it because you don't have the facts to argue with it.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But, hey, what happened today with Twitter and Trump? What was the he was going to do some sort of
tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow is it?
Some executive order. He's supposed to do some executive order tomorrow. Ridiculous.
Executive order about what? I think that they
wait and see. Yeah, he's threatening.
He can't do anything. It's a private company. It can do anything it wants to.
It's just like everything else. It's his friend. It's his way to communicate with the world. Until they're disloyal to him. Right when somebody's disloyal to him, he cuts them off.
But the thing is that he can't do anything about it. If it were a radio station or television station, he could, because they're licensed by the government. But this is a private organization that runs what we could call a massive bulletin board that has restrictions, that has rules. And if you violate those rules, you get thrown off Twitter. And if wait a minute, let me finish, Phil. If I did the kind of things that Trump did, especially in the last couple of days, vis-a-vis Scarborough, and that woman down there, and the family who is still alive and grieving and hurt by these tweets, that if I did that sort of thing, I'd be thrown off Twitter in an instant.
I think that he's talking about that if you're going to fact check him, you got to fact check others. And he's looking at it through the.
If I were Twitter, and I think Twitter should do it, I would deny Donald Trump access to Twitter. Yes, absolutely.
They will. I don't know what Trump's punch is going to be to Twitter, and I don't know what Twitter's going to do in reaction to.
Twitter could do whatever it wants to do. It could just say, "Hey, no more Trump. You just don't have an account with us anymore."
Put him in Twitter jail for a week.
Yeah, I'd like to see what happens.
No, but I'm saying that
it may happen.
We're having some problems tonight. Wow, there are two people trying to get in, Rob Alfano and Kevin, and they both got kicked off. Here we go. There goes Rob again trying to get in. Hold on a second, Rob. I'll call you. Let me see here. Oh, wait. There's some kind of problem here. Let me see here. Kevin.
I got kicked off the first time.
Did you really? There's something wrong tonight. Kevin. Okay, let me go to Kevin. Okay. Add to call. Okay. And then Rob. There we go. I just pushed on Rob. Let's see if Rob comes in. Are you there, Kevin? Rob? Anybody? Son of a bitch.
They just disappeared.
Rob, let me call.
Kevin.
Huh?
KS is up there.
There's Kevin, and now I'm gonna call Rob and see if there we go. Well, missed call, Rob Alfano. This is fun. Okay. There we go. Rob? There we go. What is it? No, we got Rob? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
What was happening, Rob?
I don't know. I tried like 5 times to get through. Each time it said call declined.
Yeah, I've been having that problem tonight.
To me the first time.
If I killed Skype and then I had you all call back, that probably stop happening, but I'm not going to do that. So, let me see here. Let me get these people in here. Let me see here, Kevin. Well, there's Rob. Okay, and then Kevin. And he is Hog Rider. Let me see here. Hog Rider. There he is. Okay, and we got Kevin. There we. Well, Kevin, are you there?
Yep.
Turn on your camera.
Alrighty, I thought I did.
Yeah, no, you didn't. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, now Ray Renati's trying to call in. Let's see what happens when I try to get Ray Renati. Well, Ray Renati comes right in. Oh, son of a bitch, you know.
Hello.
Oh boy, turn off your mic because
it's really nice out here.
Yeah, I know. We can hear the birds tweeting, which is really nice. But let me see here. There we go. Let me see here. Let's see here. We got to get rid of that. And in 7, I got to put in Goomba, whatever. Goomba 61. Okay, there we go. No? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Let me do that. There we go. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Where is that? It's out near you, right?
Palo Alto.
Palo Alto Baylands.
Baylands. Okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
That East Palo Alto?
East Palo Alto is right over there. Like 200 meters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shots.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Don't
nice?
walk that far.
Yeah. But anyway, so Cuomo went to meet with Trump today, and we'll see what happens. I mean, one of the reasons he is empowered to talk to him about this is because he is the vice president of the Governors Association, and a lot of governors are complaining, that they're not. There have been people in the government who are saying, "Oh, we don't want to give any relief to blue states." I mean, what is that? I mean, how cruel and horrible is that? Simply because people don't agree with you politically, they should die at a higher rate?
That's why this country's going down the tubes.
Oh,
and it will continue to go down the tubes.
Oh, it's in bad shape. And you got a president who's too stupid to understand that if he doesn't start doing something to get people to stop what we would call dangerous behavior, that the people who are most at risk are his voters. It's
going to come to violence, terrible violence. This country is going to go down, down, down. I wouldn't give. No, I don't even want to say it. The hell with it.
Go ahead, say it.
No, I don't want to say it.
Oh, come on, say it.
I say it to my wife all the time, and it's just not a nice thing. It's just not a nice thing. I don't want to say it.
The sky is falling.
The sky isn't falling. This country is, Rome crashed and burned, right?
Yeah.
This country has seen its best days. I don't give a plug nickel for the lives of any kid growing up today. I would not want to be growing up today. This country is it's not going to be better for them, never going to be better for them. They're going to fight for jobs because has nothing to do with the country. That has to do with progress. That has to do with technology. They're going to have trouble making a living. And unless the government decides that they're going to have a national income or something, you can't pay taxes if you don't earn a living. You're not going to be able to drive a truck. You're not going to be able to, you're going to be a carpenter. You're going to be, a plumber. You're going to be an electrician, maybe.
Going to be a carpet installer.
Yeah. You didn't support Andrew Yang, who said everything that you're saying.
I did. We mean I didn't support him.
Well, you didn't feel that he was a good presidential candidate. His whole platform was based on a universal income. I thought he presented it poorly, but
I'm not sure. I don't have all the answers. I don't know that universal income is the right answer. I'm just saying that if I watch all the kids running in the street and they're playing and they're having fun and they're on their hoverboards and they have all these cool gadgets and electronics, life for them is going to blow. Simple enough. Because this shit is not going to get any better. And politics is getting worse. And I don't care what side. And I'm not talking about Republicans here. I'm talking about the American system. Isn't a bad way. And if people don't come together and think that maybe we need to talk things through, and I have to give and you have to give, and we can come to some sort of middle ground somewhere. And that's the problem. You've got Trump on one side, who's a nut, and you've got Bernie Sanders on the other side, who's a nut. I don't care what you say. There's no room in our government for extreme politics. There's just not. We need people who will come together and come up with solutions, or we have no chance in this country.
Cuomo said it today.
Sorry.
He said, we are the United States of America, and that's the way we should be.
I mean, if you're not going to give money to the blue states, well, you know what? The blue states aren't going to be able to pay in to the federal government.
That's right.
So, it all...
last 200 years, 260 years, that every generation said this about the next generation?
No. My father's generation didn't say this.
Yeah. Okay.
After World War II, we actually felt this country was on an upswing, and that we were going to do great stuff, and there was a very positive feeling in this country, and you had a whole burgeoning middle class. No, Phil, my parents never said it's getting so bad, it's not going to be terrible for you, kid. You know?
Just the opposite. I remember my father saying I couldn't get 2 cents to go buy a baseball. He grew up, he was born in 1926. He grew up as a kid during the Depression, right? And he said, oh boy, if I never had what you have. And, you know, and every generation has gotten progressively more and better. And that's done. It's just done.
It's been brewing for 50 or 60 years.
Well,
yeah, since Reagan.
You know, yes. But, you know, I always had a theory, you know, that the world can only get better as it ages because it learns lessons and it becomes more refined. But apparently my theory was full of shit.
Well, the problem with what you're saying is that people have a short span. People alive today don't have any clue about the Holocaust. They only know what they hear. It's ancient history. If you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it. How many times have we heard that?
Right.
It's the truth.
Right.
I looked at today, for instance, and said, even though the shuttle didn't take off, I looked at that and said, isn't this unbelievably wonderful that you have private enterprise working with government and NASA, and they're going to put a private company is going to put a shuttle in space and go up to the space station? You know, I just looked at that and I said that's what's wonderful about the future. And I looked at the future and I saw a positive thing. I didn't see a negative thing.
You picked out the one positive thing. Okay. I'll grant you that.
All right.
Well, I'll grant you.
I disagree with you on that.
I'm not so sure that's positive.
And then even what's his name? Musk. He digging this tunnel, and he's working with magnetic things that will move.
Phil, he stopped building that.
No. He
stopped building it, Phil.
Well, I heard a couple days ago
they built about a mile of it or something like that as a test.
It's experimental.
Well, that's it.
But
could you imagine what it would think about the 1800s? My great grandfather worked on digging the subway tunnels in New York City when he came here from Italy.
Yeah.
Could you imagine today? We can't get people together to agree on anything. We would not have any society. We wouldn't have anything built because we can't get out of our own ways anymore to do anything and come together to make a decision to fund anything, to do anything. Nobody wants to pay for anything. We can't get together to fix our bridges and our tunnels. It's everything is political today.
By the way,
it's
Scott,
not about what's doing the best thing for people.
To vote those people out.
By the way, Scott Boddicker says Ray is making me seasick.
Needs a steady cam.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You want me to turn it off? I can.
Yeah.
I can hang up.
No, point it at yourself.
Well, I mean, it is a little annoying.
I'll just hang it up.
It was nice when we first saw it, and if you show us a scene or something like that, but
I'll just hang up and listen.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
iPhone 11, so he has that steady cam built into it.
Yeah,
built in?
Well, some people can't afford those things, Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray is rich.
Yeah, Ray is very wealthy. Very wealthy. I didn't want to see him go, but I was starting to think that it was getting me a little nauseous too. But anyway, I agree with you, Rob. I mean, I think that things are, I talk to people who are somewhat have been optimistic in the past with people, with what Phil would like to think people should think. And I know now those same very positive people are very negative about it. I was talking to Shecky yesterday, and he said, I don't give much hope for this country anymore.
Yeah, and it's both sides. It's not just the Republicans. You gotta, if you really look at this.
I disagree.
Oh, no, well, let me give you a for instance here, right? And all the bills that they're coming up with for the aid for the coronavirus. The Republicans are stopping them because they're putting in all this other pork crap, right?
Right.
Just pass the money that you need. Don't squeeze shit in and make it political. It doesn't have to be that way.
Need the line item veto. If you had
It doesn't matter. He'd veto anything the Democrats said. The Republicans don't want to. John Boehner is the one that said that compromise is a 4-letter word. The Republicans refuse to compromise on shit.
John Boehner's gone.
Yeah, but his legacy lives on.
Yeah.
The Republicans aren't acting any differently. Look at McConnell.
I'm just not ready to blame just one side. It takes two sides.
The Democrats that never refused to vote on a judge that the Republican president ever nominated. But never have done that. Only the Republicans have done that.
So I'm not ready to accept loss and loser breath. I believe that the.
But you see, you're putting it into wait a minute, Phil. You're putting it into winning and losing.
Yes.
Well, that's bullshit. That's what's causing the problems, Phil, is his whole winning-losing mentality. The president won't wear a mask because he's afraid of what the press will say.
This country wasn't built by losers. It was built by people with vision.
No. It was built by people who were raping other people.
Yes.
No.
I don't agree with that principle either, because every land, every country, it was taken from somebody else. And you can't cry over the history. It is what it is. What happened, happened. So, I don't look at it that way that, we took the land from somebody else. Well, so did every other frickin' country.
So Anderson Cooper
been fighting for land since people have been on it.
Wait a minute. What does Anderson Cooper have to do with anything, Phil?
Relatives ripped off this country because they didn't pay taxes. The Vanderbilts,
Phil,
robber barons, but they built
Phil.
To begin with,
Cooper.
To begin with,
Donald Trump didn't rip off this.
And so Anderson Cooper is at fault for what we have going wrong with us today.
Yeah.
Boy, Phil, I never heard anything more stupid by anybody on this program than what you just said.
You hear a lot of stupid stuff, but you just agree with it.
Is that your comeback?
Yeah.
Is that the best you got?
You didn't feel good. I don't want to go for the throat.
All I'm saying is that I think you've got Gloria Vanderbilt, who only inherited the money. She didn't rape anybody for it,
and she left none of it to Anderson Cooper.
And, yes, exactly.
Yeah, how did they get it? They got it by exploiting the working man.
How did the Trumps get their money?
Yeah,
by renting apartments.
Oh, I mean the white people.
Working man.
To white people.
Hey, you want to divide? White people got to live somewhere too.
So do black people, especially the ones who could afford a place.
He was famously known for not wanting to rent to black people or people of color.
His father,
Him too.
Did anybody see any more information?
I just find it amazing that Phil can support a morally bankrupt human being like Donald Trump.
I agree.
He's a moral abyss.
I think you're just being influenced by.
No,
CNN.
I'm not being influenced by
his
Phil.
actions.
His whole morality, the way he treats women, the way he treats them as objects. I find that upsetting just in and of itself.
So how could you also, I don't want to, give you this stuff, but, with Biden, is he any better?
Oh, much better.
Yeah, sure.
Much better. Oh, much better. Biden has.
Democrats have never denied aid to any red states, like Trump once denied to the blue states.
With Biden, his Secret Service came out with a book, and they said that they had to keep the woman Secret Service agents and the wives of Secret Service agents away from Biden because he would, go and touch them. So they had.
And you believe that? You believe
It's funny though.
You
I,
believe
I, I have a problem with you making this argument because we have the president in his own words saying what he's done and that doesn't bother you, but
It was in 2003. Now, but you see, the thing is, you would vote for a guy and say that Trump is morally bankrupt. You would say
Phil,
that Biden.
I'm not. How do you know I'm voting for Biden?
I didn't say you were voting for Biden.
Well, you said you're
saying,
voting for a guy.
Said you wouldn't support a guy which you say is morally bankrupt, but you support Biden. I didn't say you were voting for him.
Well, but I didn't say I was supporting Biden. So how can you say, but you're supporting Biden?
Are you going to vote for Biden?
If he is the only choice I have besides Trump, yes.
Okay.
You know, because I don't care what his problems were. He is not as morally bankrupt as that human being.
Oh, so
got a long way to go to catch Trump.
And if we're going to have a race about who's the most morally bankrupt, I'm sorry, Trump. It's the only thing he can become wealthy from. Okay, it's the only. He's morally bankrupt, but he's got the money to back it up. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm out of it tonight. But anyway, the point I'm making is, Phil, don't try to hold Biden's morality up against Trump's, because when it comes to moral bankruptcy, nobody beats Trump.
Well, I think that they're getting out more of the Biden stuff. And, you know.
What Biden stuff? Come on, give me some Biden stuff.
I've seen pictures of the way he sniffs the hair of kids. You know, I mean,
you can't compare sniffing the hair to grabbing by the pussy. I'm sorry, you cannot compare those two things.
Grabbed them by the pussy. He says.
I don't think Joe Biden ever cheated on his wife with a porn star.
He grabbed him by the pussy.
I don't think he ever cheated on his wife with a porn star.
Well, you know, he went to the hooker. You know, I mean, he paid her.
Oh, wait a minute. She's not a hooker. She was a porn star, Phil. There's a difference.
It's just the price that they had
no,
to
No,
there were a couple.
Yeah. Well, I would have hit on that Playboy bunny, too.
Yeah. Oh, that's another case. That's the other Trump.
Dougal.
Was unrequited love.
Yeah.
Yeah, but being married doesn't matter to you?
Married, it didn't matter to him. Matters to me.
Oh, okay. So then you do have
so
some
why
morals.
can't you say, I'm sorry, I
doesn't.
can't be with Trump because of the way he treated his wives?
I can't. Well, his wives seem to like him, but, you know, I can't.
Like his money.
For something that I wouldn't do. I don't do it. So, but, you know, if he feels that that's, you know, the way he wants to live his life, I'm not going to foster Faust my morals on somebody else.
So you didn't have a problem with Bill Clinton getting a blowjob?
Here we go, Phil.
Took advantage of a very young, impressionable girl, and
Phil, she took advantage of him too.
Come on, she was what?
She
18?
took advantage of him too. I mean, you know, here's a middle-aged guy. He's going through his midlife crisis. Here comes the intern. She's hot for the guy. She took advantage of the situation too. And I'm sure if I had her here and we discussed it, she'd say, "Yeah, I did." You know,
my age, I can't imagine being with a 24-year-old.
Well, I can't imagine you being with a 24-year-old when you were 22.
I mean, you know, I look at 24-year-olds today, and they look like kids. You know, they look like my daughter.
Hey, I'll tell you, if I were Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky came on to me, I'd probably take her up on it. Okay? You know?
It's good to be the king.
It's good to be the king.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just saying that you have a morally bankrupt president. You have a man who has completely let the American public down in a time of real need, which is right now. And you can't tell me that he's done anything to solve this situation.
I think he's done a lot to solve it.
Like what? Name one thing.
Well, he has kept the United States afloat by giving money and support to businesses so that they could come out of this mess.
Businesses, Phil. But you know who the major people are who don't have money right now because of this? People. And we're giving money to businesses who are then going to turn around and come this Christmas use that money for bonuses. In the meantime, lay off people saying we're downsizing.
Yeah, they can't. They have to.
No, they can,
No,
Phil.
They did it the last time.
No, they don't. In fact, that's what Cuomo's trying to get passed as a law, is that if we gave you money, when we get back into business, you can't let go of any of your people. You have to bring back the full force.
Yeah.
Because that law does not exist right now, Phil. And don't say it does. It doesn't.
They won't forgive the loan if you don't have the same amount of people on your payroll at the
Phil,
end of
that's
June.
for your little small dinky business. We're talking about the billions given away to airlines and so on.
Yeah.
If you want to not have an airline, you want to have a state-run airline.
Hey, if that airline,
I got a question for you, Phil.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
Just what you said. You want to have an airline, right? Yeah. Let's go back to 2008 when Obama bailed out the car companies. You weren't saying that, were you?
Well, I didn't want GM.
You didn't want a Democrat
out of business,
but you didn't want him to bail them out.
No, that's not true.
Because that's what most Republicans.
Maybe most Republicans. It wasn't me, because as far as I was concerned, you had thousands and thousands of jobs and an industry that this country depends on.
Absolutely.
And you couldn't let that go down the tubes.
Absolutely, but he was lambasted by the right, saying that you shouldn't be bailing out the car companies.
That's what happens with politics, and that's why we need to vote these people out of here and get a whole new crop of people that aren't bought by lobbyists.
Did you ever see the show Designated Survivor?
No.
It's a show. Kiefer Sutherland plays a guy who was the designate. You know, when there's a big event at the Capitol and like a State of the Union, they designate one person from the government to stay home,
COVID,
not be in the building just in case it gets bombed. Yeah. Well, that happened. Yeah. And Kiefer Sutherland became the president from this guy who was a lowly nothing, really. And that's what we need to have happen in this country, I think. We need to start fresh.
Well, because November. If you don't like this guy, vote for someone else. But whoever gets voted in, we should support and let him run the country because he got elected.
Well, that's not what the Republicans said when Obama.
Well, I'll tell you something, Phil. When he starts running this country, I'll listen to what you have to say. He has been completely remiss in running this country, especially at the one time when he had to show what he could do. He has failed this country.
You didn't let me finish, because what he did was he took off all those restrictions on being able to get a vaccine.
Phil,
I don't agree with these vaccines.
Phil, he did it way too late. He didn't lead. He simply followed.
The whole world.
He didn't lead, Phil. He followed.
That's not true, because the whole world was in the same situation.
Phil, you know, there were people like Cuomo who were out in front of this, and he simply came along and grabbed what they were saying and tried to do it. But the thing is, you see, there's one problem that this asshole has, and that is, and there's an old saying that I have, which is, if you can't be sincere, at least fake it. He can't even fake being sincere. He doesn't have one single ounce of empathy in him.
Because he doesn't have to fake stuff.
Phil, he doesn't have one scintilla of empathy in him. Well, when he reads those speeches about how sad he is about the dead Americans who died from COVID, I don't believe it. I just feel he's reading it.
No, so you want to shoot the messenger.
No, Phil, he has no empathy.
You don't like the way he delivers the word.
He has no empathy.
You don't care.
Wait a minute. Let Brian talk, Phil. What?
He didn't deliver the word today. He did not deliver the word today. The word today was 100,000. He didn't say anything about that today.
No.
100,000 Americans dead.
He didn't mention that at all today.
Yeah.
That was the word of the day.
Brian, they pay $37,000 for every COVID death. So they're marking a lot of deaths as COVID. that are
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That is complete bullshit, Phil.
Car
That
crash
is complete
is COVID.
bullshit.
But it doesn't matter. People are dying. People are dying.
Let
and
me give you an example
of
of showing your empathy. Our governor yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, announced that all the essential workers who have died of COVID will get a benefit, a death benefit, and it's a rather large death benefit. The president has not ordered any such thing in this country, and he could do it by his so-called executive order.
But
he doesn't have empathy. He doesn't have an ounce of empathy in his system.
You should donate to the Stephen Stiller Tunnel.
Oh, fuck Stephen Stiller and his tower to wherever, the Burma thing you got. No, fuck the Stephen Stiller thing. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, Phil.
Exactly what you're talking about.
No.
Does it through private money.
Phil, the government should give a death benefit to those workers who went into the hospitals, went out to worked the ambulances, that worked the police stations, that worked the fire departments, and died because they were out there doing the work and caught the COVID virus and died of it. The president should order a death benefit for every single one of those people in this country.
Yeah.
And you have proof that they're not getting a death benefit?
They aren't getting it. No, there is no special death
You'd
benefit.
read about it. If it happened, you would know about it.
Yeah.
And those people were using garbage bags, and they were using whatever they could, diapers, whatever they could for PPE when all this first started. And those are the guys who got infected pretty quick.
Now, Kevin had something on his that he sent about Obama not replenishing the PPE, the N95 masks, and all of those things. Did you remember you sent that to me, Kevin? That he didn't replenish the stockpile.
I don't give a shit what Obama did and didn't do. Trump is president of the United States now.
He's had 3 years to replenish it. He ain't done shit.
Yeah.
I didn't send that to you.
You know, I mean, this constant referencing to Obama, and Obama did this and Obama did that. Yes, Obama did a lot of things that weren't exactly right, but he certainly gave it his best shot. And when he left the office, he left the president, he left Trump with a playbook on a pandemic, which he promptly dismissed and threw out. Phil's not even listening.
One of the big things, like any other private company like we are, when we're trying to cut costs, if we have swabs coming from China, we're going to get that swab from China. You know, if it's the same swab that we make here, and there's no benefit for any manufacturing companies to make any kind of medical devices or any kind of medical help for us, that everybody's going to go to China.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and right above that is another thing that I got from Kevin that said Newsom's secretive $1 billion mask deal with Chinese automaker.
Phil, we're not talking about Gavin Newsom. We're not even talking about Andrew Cuomo. We're talking about Donald Trump and the fact that he has been absent from this whole thing.
I don't agree with you.
Well, you don't agree with me, and I don't give a crap that you don't agree with me, because he has been absent, and the American public feels he's been absent. They feel a complete lack of leadership in this area. And all you have to do is look at the polls, Phil.
We'll see in November.
I don't trust the polls.
Yeah, in November we'll see. As long as they don't manufacture too many phony mail-in ballots.
Oh, you're going to buy that one too. You know, Phil, the only reason he's setting that straw dog up is so that when he loses, he can use that as an excuse for not leaving.
Exactly.
You sent those to me, Phil.
Let me check my phone too.
I just went back and you sent those to me.
I don't read USA Today.
Well, I don't know. You sent them to me earlier. Let me look at what date it was.
May 7th?
Yeah, somewhere around there. You sent them to me.
I sent
because I usually ignore them. I didn't respond to it.
Sorry.
Die. You'll see what I get you for your birthday.
Yeah. No, I read them, but if it's something silly like that, I won't respond to it. I'll just read it.
I don't even read them.
I
Yeah.
do.
He sends me videos and stuff, and I just say to myself, oh, well, maybe it's not Phil, it's somebody else, and I don't want to open that up.
That's true. Yeah. Sometimes I look at it and go, "Oh, this couldn't be Phil."
On a brighter note, stop Phil. Rob, do you have a big picture of your new logo?
I do. It's the same logo that you saw, only it's got the slogan on the bottom of it in the website. It's the white one. The rock looked like crap.
Yeah.
And the station is now on the air, and it's also on radio.net. Do you know that you cannot get you can't get any radio stations on TuneIn anymore? They don't take stations anymore.
They don't take actual radio stations any longer?
No. Yep. They said they no longer accept applications.
We've been on TuneIn for what, a couple of years now.
You're
Maybe
a partner.
Yeah.
You were a partner. They took the partner away.
Send me the link, Rob.
It's retrorocks.net.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a player on the site, and also radio.net that you can get an app for your phone, either Android or iOS, and the station is available on there as well.
Did you at retrorock.net, was there retrorocks.com?
There was retrorocks.com. I wasn't available.
The reason I took gabnet.net, which turned out to be wonderful because it just scans very nicely, was because there's a gabnet.com that's down in Brazil. Maybe the guy's dead by now.
He renewed his thing, but you don't need to spend any more money on anything. You got the .net; it works. Leave it alone.
It works great. Oh, listen, I'm waiting for somebody to try and buy it. It's a very good name. Yeah.
I'm happy with the .net.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, you can say, device, Alexa device, play Gabnet, right?
Yeah, I can say play Great what is it? Name of Alexa, play Great American Broadcast Network.
Did you set that up yourself, or did you have somebody do that for you?
No, I set it up so that my Echo. I can't say the.
Yeah.
You just made my Alexa go off.
Oh, really? So that it plays. What do you call it? TuneIn? There's a TuneIn link that you can use so that you can ask for almost any TuneIn station.
Oh, that's because it's for TuneIn. I can't do that unless I get someone to program it for me.
Well, if you're on TuneIn, you could.
Which, I'm not.
And
that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's how I do it. And by the way, I just today was the first day of HBO Max.
How was it?
It's a lot. It's like Warner went into their basement and got out all the tapes and decided to throw them online. I mean, there are a lot of movies. There are a couple of hundred Warner Brothers cartoons from the old days and some new ones that they've done. A lot of movies, a lot of TV shows. The last 11 years of Doctor Who. A lot of things like that. It's not terrible. It's not costing me anything more than I'm paying already for HBO. So, what the hell? Why shouldn't I do it? So, but anyway, so we've decided that we all agree, except for Phil, that Trump is morally bankrupt. Yeah.
Full-time liar.
But he's not the problem. We're the problem.
That's right.
And we've got to do something. We got to do something about it. We got a chance to make things right, but I seriously doubt we will because we're incapable of that ourselves. Just like Trump is incapable of empathy, we're incapable of good judgment when it comes to voting. Anyway, hey, listen, there it goes, folks. I made it through this hour. Feeling a little puny, but I don't think I've got the COVID. Do I sound like I have the COVID, Brian? I wouldn't be like this right now if I were getting the COVID.
I saw your temperature. It was up there.
What?
98.3 or something?
Yeah, well, 98.6 is normal.
It's normal for regular people.
Anyway, That's it, everybody. That's the citizen panel. Brian, thank you once again for calling. Always nice to have you here. Phil, hi. Charlie, good having you here. Jeff, as always, wonderful. Rob, you were spitting nails tonight. And, of course, Kevin, terrific. Hey, why don't everybody wave goodbye? I'll wave goodbye back at you. And we'll do the fade to me. Okay, there we go. And then I will hang up on all these people unceremoniously because that's the only way I can do it. I just killed the whole thing. There we go. Listen, Jack Bishop is next with The Intersection, and he'll be here and want another citizen panel. So why don't you plan to be part of it? Stay tuned, stick around, and in any event, we'll see you again tomorrow night, same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her. Okay? Bye-bye, everybody.